We're living in crazy times today where information is being shared, propagated without any verification whatsoever. As you engage in conversation about Israel with family, with friends, with neighbors, with colleagues, you'll notice that there's all sorts of prejudices and premises that are presupposed to be truth. But if you just challenge them respectfully and you know what you're talking about, you'll rip apart their arguments in the most interesting and surprising ways. Take a look at what happened here in the Piers Morgan show. I mean, this is classic.
It's not to excuse what the Israelis are doing in the West Bank right now. It's absolutely atrocious. And I say that as somebody who has a lot of family in Israel, and I don't support it. I'm fully for the two-state solution, but it has to be two states where one of those states is not run by a terrorist organization like Hamas.
No, it doesn't have to be a two-state solution, though. There's no reason for anyone to think there should be a two-state solution. They can go to Jordan, they can go to Egypt. Gaza was part of Egypt, remember? West Bank was part of Jordan. Judea and Samaria was part of Jordan.
Why would they have to go to Jordan and Egypt when they've been living on this land for generations? I mean, the reality is,
well, if they're being genocided and all of the other things that the other panelists said right there, they might want to look into that. You might want to, if any of that is true.
There's one
place in the Middle East where Jews and Christians and Muslims live peacefully. It's Israel, ironically.
Piers, I have a solution.
But listen, have you been to Israel recently? Let me just say this. Let's be very clear, okay? Okay, so let's be very clear. There are places in Israel where they live peacefully, and there are places in Israel where settlers are not allowing Muslims to live peacefully. So let's not put this all on just the Muslim population.
Where are the Muslims allowing the Jews to live peacefully? Where are the Muslims allowing the Jews to live peacefully? I walked around in Jerusalem where you can walk around with Orthodox Jews walking next to women in burqas. Where are the Muslims allowing the Jews or the Christians to live peacefully? Ask the Coptic Christians of Egypt.
Listen,
how many Jews are left in Morocco? Any Jews in Jordan these days? We could go through all the countries.
I'm not disagreeing with you on how the Muslim countries have treated Jews. You're absolutely right.
Amazing. You see, if you just have the courage to stand your ground, she had absolutely nothing to answer. Kudos to this guy for standing strong and holding his ground and standing up for what he believes in. Because, so much of what they're proposing about Israel is just insane. She talks about a two-state solution like it's a presupposed truth that this is what's going to solve the crisis in Israel. Well, newsflash. The Arabs already had a two-state solution. Israel unilaterally disengaged from Gaza, gave them the entire Gaza, made a Judean reign in 2005. For 18 years, they had their own independent Palestinian state. What did they do? Immediately, they elected the brutal, ruthless Hamas government. And what do we get from them? What's the great export of Gaza? Rockets. And they're great at construction, subterranean tunnel systems, creating terror tunnel systems, which the likes of which you don't see anywhere else in the world. Exporting terror. This is what happens when you have a two-state solution. Friends, the definition of insanity is trying the same thing over and expecting different results. It's time that we wake up for truth and we stand our ground without being fearful, without being afraid.